I got the idea for this video today. I was just doom scrolling on Instagram, just like I do pretty much every weekend. um, and I just started noticing like a growing trend. Um, and I've come to the conclusion that social media is like, I mean, I know it's been said before, but it's probably one of the worst things that could have ever happened. And it it didn't have to be that way. It has its pros, just with building connections, but I feel like all of that's been taken over and replaced with just sources of hate and um, disrespect and just anything to put people down, and it's honestly just tragic that it's reached that point. Um, I just I'll I'll find myself, going, scrolling and being on a random video. I'll see the comment section, and it's pretty much like every single comment section is there's always a terribly disrespectful comment. Um, whether I know it's from a real person or a bot, I don't know. Um, it's probably different every time, and I am aware that there are strategically placed bots on just about every post to say stuff like incredibly rude and awful to um, basically keep people angry because that is that is how everything is running right now, is that the people need to stay angry and bitter. um, and I'm sure these big corporations or whatever that you know mess with all that. That's what they want. That's how they make their money. The more you comment, the more money they're gonna make. And I'm sure Instagram is totally aware of it and allows it anyway. Um, that's a whole different conversation for a different time. But I do want to focus on the fact that social media, if we're not careful anymore, social media can be the end of anything good in this world. Like it is, there's so much unnecessary hate being fueled just by the stuff we see online, and it's it's genuinely just saddening to see because it's just uh my first thought what my first thought seeing is like this is horrible. Why does this have to be like this? Like, and I know a lot of people are just gonna say it is what it is, but like I think that's just a horrible way to look at it. Like this shouldn't be how it is. Like we shouldn't run off pure hatred and um, just throwing out respect or anything. Like why is the first reaction to anything to be disrespectful and to put somebody down and make them feel bad about themselves and to destroy people's self-confidence? Like I'm, I don't even want to think about the number of people that have done horrible things to themselves because of stuff that was said on social media to them that was unnecessary. And it makes me, unironically, it makes me mad thinking about that. And it's really upsetting. And you see posts and stuff addressing this kind of thing, but it never leads anywhere. Like you'll have a comment section full of people saying like, yeah, this needs to change. This is a terrible thing. But after that post is done, nothing changes. Well, it does change, but actually not for the better. All it does is just make it worse. And I'm not saying that those posts should stop because I know it does reach people. Um, but I think more has to be done. Um, do I know what that more is yet? I don't know, but I am um, aware to the fact that um, something different is going to have to be done to solve this huge issue. And I just I would be really sick if I sick to my stomach if I didn't at least try to make an attempt to to make a just to strike this issue and at least try to at least put a dent in it. Um, I don't I don't know um, what can be done. I mean, that's kind of the reason I started this channel was to try to battle the bad with a whole lot of good. And um, I'm aware it's hard. I know a lot of people who try to do the same will face extreme criticism, and it's almost 99% of the time labeled as, you know, trolling and people just messing around. Like it, you can put it off as being funny, but it doesn't take away from how bad that you truly are as a person. You, anything can be put off as a joke anymore. Like no matter how bad of a statement somebody can make, it could just be with this day and age, it could just be labeled as a horrible, mean joke, and everybody moves on. But that shouldn't be the case. That why are we doing this? Why do we feel the need to say evil things? And it all traces back to this main issue. This it's I mainly notice this stuff on Instagram, but I know it's everywhere else, and it's going to take over. The introduction of AI just made it a even bigger problem because now you're just going to have bots everywhere spewing hatred to try to keep everybody angry at each other. And this is the dark path that we're leading down because um, I'm sure a lot of people notice that uh, a lot of these dark humor memes are just becoming making fun of people dying, and that is a rapidly growing trend, and AI is now getting involved in it, and that made it so much more worse. Uh, but like I said before, that you put the humor on, you slap the humor label on it, and it's like, oh, it's okay, but it's not. It's not okay to do that. It's genuinely one of the worst things you could ever do. Like there's killing people, and then what they're doing. The making fun of them. Like you you can say that you're not on that level of bad, but it's still equally, almost equally as bad to shame a dead person. Um, by creating a fake video with AI about them, and what do you even get out of it? You get, you make, you know, you get like what hundreds of thousands of people to see it and laugh and have a good chuckle out of it. Then it's on to the next. I I'll never understand it. You know, nothing's wrong with humor, but there is there's lines that you just can't cross, and that line has been absolutely obliterated, and there's just nothing off limits anymore. And it's, people say it's just the new age of humor, but um, it's that's just a false label put on it. I don't even know if I have the word for it. It's the generation we're in right now. I often see comments saying this is the worst generation to die, and that is extremely accurate because yeah, you never know if there could be a video of somebody out there, with AI in it, just getting made fun of, and they don't deserve it. And it's just a terrible thing. And social media is, like I'm gonna title this, it is a literal ticking time bomb. And we are running low on time until that bomb's gonna go off and there won't be any going back. Um, so I guess my main advice is that we need to just probably ditch it ultimately. Like, um, you, I mean, you can say that you can just use it to check up on people and make a post every now and again, but that's not going to be what happens. You're going to get wrapped up in it because that's what it wants you to do. It's going to happen. It's so easy to just get involved, and its purpose is to rile people up and to divide everybody. And as long as social media is around, we're never going to be united ever again. It's just going to keep growing. Like the chasm is going to keep growing every day, and people are going to hate each other even when they don't have a reason to. They stuff can be said about this person and that person, and a lot of the times it won't even be true. And now you have all these people that hate you, and for what? For a lie, because people wanted to post something to be funny. And um yeah, I mean, it is a terrible thing. And um what really makes me angry is, like, for example, today the World Cup ended, and Argentina lost, Messi's last game. You would want to think that, one of, if not the greatest players just played his last World Cup game. Got to show the guy respect, give him props. He is probably the best to ever do it, and it is, uh, watching him play the last game, even though he lost, was a beautiful thing. Um, and what should have happened was people should have, been posting to show respect and to admire what that guy has done for the game of soccer. And there was, from what I could see, just so much hate and people saying they were glad it is over, and that, you know they're saying this and that. And I, thought about it, and I looked, and he has never had one bit of controversy to his name. But it doesn't matter, because on as long as this trend continues, people are always going to find a way to be angry at you, and they're going to try to upset you, because that that is just how it runs now. And it shouldn't run that way. The bad is just starting to shoot all the way past, um, the good in people on there, on social media right now. And I am it 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 horrifies me to think about where we'll be 5, 10 years down the line. Especially with AI catching steam, it's just going to make it worse. So I just wanted to let my thoughts on on that out. Um, and I every day I wish, hope that we people would wake up and not want to do this horrible stuff anymore. And it is unfortunately the reality of the world we're in. It's a cruel place out here, and um, nothing's going to change if we don't want it to. And it's going to take a lot of movement to um, you know to push back against this trend. Um, so my my best advice is just either fight it or get rid of it. That's what I'm gonna be um, trying to do. Is I'm gonna fight like heck, and if it doesn't work out, I'm just gonna get rid of it because I don't want my day to be ruined by stuff I see on there anymore. Um, so that's really all I had to talk about. I don't want to make these videos too long, but I have more ideas on the way. I just wanted to talk about this today because it's just a upsetting topic that needed to be addressed. So, until next time.